Tuesday. I mean, it seems like law enforcement is just kind of confused on what the Constitution is. You know, they think that Abbott's their king or something.
Yeah, it
Anything
seems like
he says
that
goes. And
that's his vibe. I got. That's why I called him out on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we have like the right to assemble,
bear arms.
Yeah, but you know those things that are inalienable. They, you know, they're God-given.
Mm-hmm.
So no man can take them away.
100%.
3, 2.
This is Savannah Hernandez for Action 7 News. I'm currently here in Odessa, Texas, in front of the Anytime Fitness, where those protests on Monday initially started. Now I'm here with Jenny Cutt. She's a local business owner from Midland. Jenny, talk to us about what happened and why the protests started here. Just lay out what happened for us.
Yes, ma'am. So there's several small businesses that are frustrated about not being allowed by the governor to operate our businesses and to pay our bills and to pay our employees and pursue our livelihoods. And so I opened up my business all the way about a week ago in Midland. And then when I started hearing about other business owners, gym owners, bar owners, salon owners that wanted to open up, but they were afraid of the consequences, then I decided that I was going to start supporting every one of them. And so I started talking to the owners here of Anytime Fitness, and they said they wanted to put together a 4-year anniversary celebration and also kind of a freedom rally, you know, in a sense. And so we started over here, and the bar owner, who also chose to open up on Monday, had invited the Second Amendment guys to come from Dallas, Amarillo, all over the place, even some local guys. And they're the ones that you've seen basically standing guard in front of Shelley Luther's salon in Dallas for over a week. Always a peaceful protest, never any problems. And so we invited them to come to the gym as well. And so they show up here, of course, proudly carrying their weapons, which they have a right to do. And everything was fine when we were here inside city limits. The police drove past a couple times. They never stopped. They didn't ask questions, anything like that. And then when we went over to support the bar owner was when the SWAT team showed up in basically a tank with weapons drawn and arrested 4 of the Second Amendment guys, and then also the bar owner and a bar patron. And all of it is unlawful arrest, and nobody was breaking any laws, and it's highly, highly unconstitutional. You know, they don't ever take your freedom away overtly. They just whittle away at it piece at a time. And you know, we've seen in several different states across the country in the middle of all of this coronavirus pandemic that several governors are starting to put in red flag laws and starting to whittle away at our Second Amendment rights.
And Jenny, you mentioned the media. Now we're slowly starting to see stories come out about what happened on Monday, and a lot of the media stories are saying that armed men who were threatening the police were at this protest, which is why they felt the need to bring the tank. So what's the truth behind this story? What do you want America to know about what happened at this protest?
Right, absolutely don't believe everything you hear on the media, for sure. So the bar owner had contacted the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission and asked them, where do the Second Amendment guys need to stand in order for them to not be breaking any laws? So it starts getting like gray area and some different things like that, and I think that's what the law enforcement here is trying to use in order to prosecute these guys. But the bar owner actually owns the bar property and the property behind it. And she said several years ago she had it deeded separately because if anything ever happened with the TABC, they would be able to seize the bar, but they wouldn't be able to seize her home. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, because those guys weren't doing anything wrong. The bar owner wasn't doing anything wrong, because it's not in the executive order from the governor that bars, gyms, and salons must remain closed. The only thing that it says is that people shall not go to them, right? So it'll be interesting to see how the whole thing plays out when nobody broke any laws and there was a massive show of law enforcement force to come in and unlawfully arrest these guys. And you know, both the mayor of Odessa and the sheriff have mentioned that they are going to make an example out of what happened.
All they know is kick ass, take names. They do not understand protect and serve. That ain't even in their mentality.
Yep, and that's why I said
that's gonna cause some problems.
It is, and that's why I said that the sheriff needs to stand up. He needs to serve the people instead of serving his king, Governor Abbott. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got for y'all. Do you have any more questions or?
Why do you think that Ector County's response was different than some of these bigger counties?
I think that he has a big ego and he wants people to see that he's the ruler of the land. He said that Governor Abbott's rule is the law of the land, but I think really what he wants to do is maintain a tight grip on Odessa and show them that they really can't rise up and do anything that what he says goes. And I want to harp on this really quick. He made a mistake in the press conference. He said that the Second Amendment is so people can arm themselves against criminals. The Second Amendment is there. Does everybody want to say what the Second Amendment is for? Why do we have the Second Amendment?
To protect ourselves from a tyrannical government.
Right, to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government.
To protect y'all's First Amendment.
Exactly. It's the right to have a well-regulated militia to protect from tyranny and bad government. And guys, let me just go ahead and clarify. A militia is not a state-funded military. A militia is a coming together of citizens who volunteer, like myself or whatever, to stand up for other citizens and protect their First Amendment rights. That's a militia, and that is a Second Amendment guarantee. Nope, just open the state back up, and if the governor doesn't let you do it yourself. Also, one final thing. I'm a personal trainer, an online personal trainer. So gyms. There's one gym that I know personally. His name is Clint, Anytime Fitness in Odessa. Y'all be like Clint. And if y'all go to the gym, you go see Clint, you go back him up. And if the law comes to shut him down, you get in the way and you protect him, because that gym owner, he has showed himself to be a courageous American supporter. And he has been at every single protest. He has had our back. He helped bail out some of our boys. He organized support for us. So you know what? Y'all go give Clint some support, do some business with him, and then let's get the rest of the gyms open up in this city, county, and state. All right, thank you.
Woo!
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
America.
Amen.
I just wanted to get the sniper on the roof. Keeps poking his head up behind the air conditioners up there.
Yeah, sorry, one second.
They were up there, but
Why would they ever snipe up there? Would you know that? Would you ask that to the sheriff?
Yeah, we asked them
Sorry.
and they just said just for safety.
Yeah,
reasons.
safety. For safety.
Yeah.
They got a man with a loaded gun up there for my safety.
For
Are you
tyrannical
kidding me?
reasons.
Does that make sense?
I think for
It's for their safety.
Yeah, I don't. No, it's a show of force, and that's all it is.
I mean, y'all can't just go around and do these little videos and put it on the news and not get the truth.
Well, that's
I
why
can understand
that's why I'm
people, man.
here.
Yes, I don't understand it.
people's rights, not protect
No,
them.
and the thing is, they got it all backwards now. They have limited rights, not us, but yet they've usurped those rights over the years, and then they've dumbed down America by not giving civics anymore, where people don't know the Constitution. We've been through there. They playing drugs on people. This is one corrupt bunch of people.
I've dealt with it personally, but it's
City fathers in bed with the cops, and it's just one big. It's one big.
yeah.
This is one big incestuous bunch around here. Yeah.
Are you essential?
Well, that's another thing. You know what makes me mad is all these people out here that are making decisions to keep people for not to work, that are drawing a paycheck. I want every one of these people that are making decisions to not draw a paycheck until all the people are back to work. That's leadership. This ain't leadership. Sitting up there with a stupid ass sniper up there. Probably couldn't hit his head half with both hands. You know who Barry Cooper? You remember Barry Cooper? I don't know if you knew who Barry Cooper is, cop busters and stuff. I work with Barry. We're the ones that set the sting up for the cops here, proving they were a bunch of damn crooks and criminals. Why did they get arrested? Nobody's ever established that.
Well, they got
now
arrested
what
because
they're
they
doing
don't
is
know their constitution. The cops don't, and they
Right.
swore an oath to uphold something that they know
don't
nothing
know.
about.
They don't know. I know.
Either they know nothing about it or they don't care
They
about
don't
it.
care.
That's what it
Here's the deal. I'm the cop. Cops get so used, instead of talking to people and convincing people of stuff, they get used to ramrod people, and they don't like to be disrespected. The worst thing you can do to a cop is disrespecting, because now they got their heart on for you. They're going to come after you with both barrels.
And yeah, they think if you know when your constitution is disrespectful.
That's right. That's right. Because yesterday, the day before when y'all got ready, the fact is, they had no right. They had no cause. They had no reason to expect you to commit a crime. They had no reason to do anything, but yet they went ahead and done it. Why? Because we're cops. That's not in the Constitution. You don't get to get crap because you're
treat them that way. That's why I asked. Dallas didn't treat them that way at all.
Yeah, they've been taught the Constitution. They've had lawsuits. And here's what happened in our county. We've gone through this over and over with these cops. We almost went broke one time with this drug task force that was doing all this illegal stuff, and this county kept getting sued, and so we couldn't even get insurance, but taxpayers' money goes up. This guy's doing the same damn thing. You know, this is going to cost us a lawsuit, and it's a justifiable lawsuit. He violated people's rights. And of course, what they're trying to do now is find if they can get any charges on any of these guys. We're looking to see if there's other charges. Yeah, I know the game, but there are no other charges. What they did, they had no right to arrest you, period. That's called kidnapping.
Yeah.
And it's called, you know, they're using the color of law to violate your rights. It's a slam dunk in any constitutional court in the world.
And they don't have the right to say, hey, you can't go to work because you could get sick.
No, the governor
This could be
see,
handled.
the legislature did not do this. The governor made an executive order. Those executive orders are only good if the people want to follow
It's
them.
an advice.
Yeah.
It's not law.
That's right.
All law made that goes against the Constitution is void.
That's
period.
right. That's right. Pure and
Yeah.
simple. Can't get these guys to do it. You know, again, you got courts that are corrupt. In Odessa, we got federal courts that are corrupt, federal prosecutors that are corrupt. The stuff that happened that the FBI did, it happens right over here in Midland, Texas. These guys don't care about, they just don't want to lose a case, and they will frame. They know the cops are like, did you know? I didn't find this out till a few years ago. You do not have a constitutional right, the Fifth Amendment in the United States. They took it away. Because two cops going to say that you confessed to a crime, boom, you did. That's the law. That blew my mind. That blew my mind. The cops said you confessed, you confessed. Now you think they don't have lying cops around here?
Yeah. The problem is, a lot of people are just too busy working, too busy, and they don't
That's how I was. I was a working man. I worked hard all my life. I did what I thought I was supposed to do. You know, I served 2 years in the Marine Corps in Vietnam. I come back, I try to go to work, make my living, raise my family, head down, you know, busting butt. And then all of a sudden, you get pulled into this crap because you expect that they're doing the right thing.
But unless we stand together, and I'm always going to believe that we're a solid majority. I think there's more of us than them.
Everything they did, what they did is they set a trap and the cops bit.
Yeah. You don't quarantine the healthy people. You quarantine the sick or the people that might get sick. You know,
if I choose to go, if a place is open and I want to go there, that's my right, my risk, my life. I am responsible for my well-being. The state is not.
Blah blah blah. So, dude, this is a little ridiculous. They know they're in trouble. You know, they're really reaching right now. So, the closest guy, where was he standing? You know, the one that was the closest.
I have no idea. We were everyone was past the property line. Okay. Me and Jesse were standing in the middle of the alley because we wanted to make sure they weren't going to come from behind and the front, and then we boxed in. Yeah. You know? Because I don't know why they didn't do that. That would be the tactic that's smart to do.
Hey, man, they're obviously. Well, they're like, wow, we got tanks.
Oh, they were flagging their sergeants with guns and everything.
Oh man.
I'm out of jail, dude.
Here, first we'll get the measurement laid out.
Y'all have a picture of this because this will show you your.
All right, so I'll take a cold Corona.
Are you in a dress or naked?
Dress. Thank you. So there it is. Far from the back door, 50 feet, and then personal property that they also own. So let's see. So, they broke the law. They broke the law. Well, case closed. What are we doing here?
I've got one of those little push things. That's how I know where it's at.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get the video and just have it show exactly. Let's see. Come on. Maybe we should. Here, let's go around these trucks real fast. So I don't want it to hit this tire. They did. Okay. Sorry. So they were standing right out here. That could be validated with the other one. That's 100 foot right there. That's 100 feet. Let me get it good. Okay, hold on. Where's the 100 foot? Oh, the red. 100 feet. They were clearly 100 off property. They're at least 120 feet away. Yeah, and some of them were out in the public right away in that alley, right? Yep. So, 120. There it is, man. There it is.
It's a matter, yo. It's a matter, yo. Gonna talk about stuff and get down to work, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the earth is flat. Yeah, the earth is flat. That's what Steve believes, and we should talk about that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Caleb.
So what do you think about all that?
Well, we're not in jail, so that's a good thing.
That's an extremely good thing.
Yeah. I just turned off the fuzzy microphone, so that's another good thing.
Was that the one that was freaking wilding out?
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
It's fuzzy.
My bad.
It's all good.
Hey, we slammed this together. We went to I went to a doctor's appointment, a protest, with Nate, and then we slammed this podcast together.
I think it was 3 different protests.
3 different protests. Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can't really call them
one
protest.
One source of anger.
I mean, it was a protest because none of these businesses are supposed to be open right now because they're killing people. But we participated in murder, and we got away with it.
Oh, sick.
And I feel great about it.
You feel... OJ. I'm OJ now.
Yeah, we're fucking OJ Simpson.
This is sick.
Nah.
Oh, I didn't even need the bank account he had. See, I thought it was just money.
Uh-huh. And dude.
Because when I seen the OJ trials, I was like, oh, if you got a lot of money, you can get away with murder.
It has nothing to do with that.
Oh. Okay. Cool. You can just go out and stand up for your freedom.
Yeah.
And get away with murder.
Pretty much.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we did. They
yeah.
didn't.
The glove did not fit, by the way.
Glove didn't fit, so you're full of shit.
Yeah, come on, dude. Everybody knows OJ didn't do it.
Good grief.
Right?
It was the corona.
Come on,
Dumbasses.
dude. She died of corona. So did her gay friend.
But yeah, he wrote a book that says, I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how corona would do it.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. So yeah, we went to this gathering, let's just call it that, where these guys People kept calling them Second Amendment guys. Who are they from?
All I know is they're from Dallas, and they love their Second Amendment, and they came here to support us.
One name was Philip. Sorry for spacing on the last name. We're terrible with names and terrible with shout-outs.
But we have video.
Especially. We have videos. I'll get more information. The tags. I'll just edit the tags into there. But so yeah, dude. It seems like Odessa, Texas, of all places, it seems like ground zero for the full-blown mask unveiling of the globalist plot to completely take over. And just the entire misconception is one. I think our sheriff is just,
I think he's just confused. I really do. Like I kind of, last night I just found out about this all last night, and I was kind of pissed off. I started like Googling about the sheriff, and I was looking him up, and I thought I was gonna get really mad, but the more I was, watching videos of him and seeing what he had to say, not about this incident that happened Tuesday, but
just his background.
Yeah, just his background. I was just like, okay, well, I think he's just confused. Like,
yeah,
I think they get caught up in this system to where they're just so used to
taking orders.
Yeah, that they just completely forget their oath, which is not good. And I'm not trying to give him any type of leeway. But he needs to, be held accountable for what they did Tuesday, because that was definitely wrong.
So you don't think bringing in a tank with guns drawn on people who...
No, that was totally fucked up.
Are you sure?
And I don't think Greg Abbott told him to do that either. I think that was 100% his decision, and that's what he needs to be held accountable for.
Well, it was definitely premeditated, because they were saying that they were driving around, scoping them out.
Yeah.
And then they came in, which is what our police force does. They don't go in blind, or just one guy or one squad just goes in blind. They get, dude, you can watch any sort of police body cams, and they're constantly asking their superiors what to do in this situation, especially if it's just not your standard traffic stop.
Yeah.
Right. So you can only imagine that whether or not somebody called, like, hey, these guys are walking out here with rifles,
sure someone did.
A police officer drove by and seen it, whether or not that's the case, they still went by and was
well, that's what I mean is okay, I'm in this town all the time. I'm always driving around. My truck doesn't have license plates. It doesn't have registration. It's completely illegal. I never get pulled over. So I'm not saying our police are tyrannical, because I get followed by cops and they don't even pull me over, and a few times that I have been pulled over, they usually just let me go, once I start talking to them. But so I'm not saying that they're out there pulling everybody over and arresting everybody for, no reason, or just trying to give people hell, which I'm sure they do to some people.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, it hasn't happened to me personally, so I can't say it.
It's happened to me personally on multiple accounts.
But
they see a skateboarder,
I think,
and immediately don't like it.
Well, yeah, I don't skateboard anymore. That's probably why they like me, But I think someone called and said, "Hey, there's some guys out there scaring guys with guns."
I think that's what he says. Is somebody called
but even though cops will use that as an excuse anyways, just to come at you. Oh, we had a call of some scary guys with guns, and we had to check it out.
Here's the problem with all this is they never went up and said that.
Yeah, and they
went up guns drawn with the fucking tank immediately.
Yeah, see, that's the problem here.
Immediately. They didn't ask. They didn't, nothing like that.
Yeah.
They immediately came up with guns drawn. Like, even with the tank there, just like, just in case they draw on us, we're going to come in there with the tank. I'm still fine with that, because you really don't know. But they had guns drawn to where no matter what, they were screwed in the first place. The Second Amendment guys.
And 7 people got arrested. 1 was the bar owner, okay? Yeah. 5 of them were the guys with the guns. 1 of them was a local guy, which I'm not sure. I didn't get to meet him today.
Well, he's part of the Second Amendment crew.
Yeah.
But he's local in Midland, right?
Yeah, he's local in Midland, and then 2 of them are from Abilene, and the rest of them are from Dallas. Okay, and the Dallas guys are the Second Amendment guys who are in the group, with the main guy. which we're terrible with names. I don't know if it's all the pot smoke that we have inhaled in our lives.
I've never inhaled pot smoke ever.
I have,
Let
because
that go on the record.
Because I mean, I always go feed the homeless, and they blow hits in my face. I guess that's their only currency. So.
Oh, that happens to me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, does that count?
Yeah.
Oh,
that counts.
No.
That's why I don't remember anything.
Secondhand hobo smoke for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, if they would have walked up and said, "Hey guys, you know, why are you out here with guns?
What's going on?"
Yeah. I mean, they would have still probably said "fuck off," and then, but still, they could have at least tried that.
Which they're well within their rights. So what did we do, Steve? So to bring it, you know, in case the viewers have no idea what's going on, even though I'm posting the protests and everything. What has happened is during this pandemic, a few local stores that are deemed non-essential by the government decides to open up prematurely. Not waiting on the government's call to do so. And this has been happening all throughout America. And it just so happens to end up here. And the Second Amendment guys that go in for support and just like, hey, you know, this is all kind of trailing along the same thing. The love and the uphold of our Constitution, right? Everything that this country is built on. And so these guys go up there. They're well within their rights to have a gun out on the private land. So they go first to a gym, and then they go to this bar. They open up a gym, and then they go to this bar that's going to open up. And
here's the thing, though. They took precaution.
Right.
You know, the owner of the bar said, "Hey, the bar is my property, and the property in the back is also mine. It's two separate deeds. You know, so it's not together."
Which
so
is what I'm showing you in the beginning of this podcast is we literally have the law graph that they gave the bar owner of how the distance that's needed from the back door of the bar to where you can have your firearms, which is 50 feet from the back door.
And we measured it, and my thing only goes out to 100 feet, okay? It went out to 100 feet, and then we walked it out about 20 feet after that. So they were at least 110 feet away.
Easy.
Okay, so they were 60 feet away from where it was already legal to be. So they went through everything. She said, "Hey, you know, y'all have y'all's guns. That's great, but y'all need to stand off the property." So they did. They were off the property.
But the gray area is the other property that they were on was also owned by the bar owner as a private. They're just trailer houses that are on there. Some are laid straight up condemned. You don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know.
But, I mean, it's not part of the bar, okay? They're
bar.
separate deeds. It's not on the deed of the bar. So it's a separate property. It was 110 feet away. Actually, it was really 120, maybe even more than that, that they were standing, and they still got in trouble. And that's the whole thing is the cops or the sheriff is trying to say that that's why they got arrested. He said not because of a Second Amendment reason, but because of the fact that they had these guns on the premises of the bar. We already proved that. We have video footage, which we might play right now. I don't know.
No, it's
okay.
On the computer.
Okay.
This whole thing will be at the beginning. I'm going to edit all that at the beginning.
Okay,
and
well,
I might even push it.
But here's another thing I just thought of. We measured from the door, right?
Yep.
And went at an angle.
At an angle, which is even more of a distance.
Exactly. So if we would have gone straight out from the door, they were even farther away.
They were, point taken, is
far beyond 50 feet.
Far beyond 50 feet. They're within their legal rights in Texas to hold a gun.
Yep. And the guys that had the pistols had their carry license.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I refuse to get because I'm not going to let the government tell me that give any type of license to have a Second Amendment. Just not going to happen. Like, I'd rather get arrested and take stance. Just how I feel, you know. And I heard that from a very wise man who I respect a lot, and he told me the same thing. He said, "I'm never going to do it." And I asked him, you know, because he carries a pistol everywhere, and I said, "Hey, do you have your license?" And this was years ago, and he told me that. He said, "No, I'll never do it." He said, "I'd rather get arrested." You know, so I'm going to take the same way because it's ridiculous to ask permission from the government for a right that was given by the Almighty Creator. You feel me there?
No.
No? You think the government should be able to
guns?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, no, because I thought about it. You know, I always wanted to carry a pistol, and I always wanted to go, well, you know, I need to go take my class and pay the money so I can get this license to carry my gun. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, hold on. I got a Second Amendment that says I can carry a gun.
You also have a Second Amendment right to travel.
Yeah.
So do you think we do not need licenses to drive
yes.
cars? I'm almost with you, like
I-
about 90%, because that test is a joke.
Well,
right?
here's the thing, though. It's talking about your freedom to travel. So, and I'm not into this completely. I'm still learning about this, you know, this argument. But they're saying that if you're not working, if it's not commercial business, like if you're not working for a company, you don't need to register your vehicle or have a license according to the Constitution. So if you're just traveling to the grocery store in your own personal vehicle, or you're just traveling anywhere in your own personal vehicle, you don't need a license. You don't need registration. You don't need license plates. You have the right to the road.
Okay. So before, because I do want to look that up, but like, let's stay on track with this sheriff, Mike Griffs, right?
Yeah.
That's his name?
Griffs. Yes, Mike Griffs.
Big old boy.
Big boy.
He ain't arresting me
And
by himself, I can tell you that
obviously, all of his cousins are also in the police force.
Really?
I don't know. They all look exactly like him.
They look
They're built like him is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they're kind of all like that.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Do they ever have exercises? I mean, because look,
Well,
if
they
you're
have military exercises.
because
But
you know
that can mean a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I'm not gonna dog on the military, but you know, to be a fireman, you know, back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but my dad was.
You got to pass physical.
My dad was a fireman for 20 years or maybe more. I forgot exactly how many years he was, but he basically told me that back in the day, you know, they kind of took guys off the street to be firemen, and the physical test would eliminate about 80% of them. And the only reason he passed, he's told me the story multiple times of him carrying this, you know, body bag, you know, that was probably 280 pounds, maybe more of weight up these stairs. And halfway through, he's thinking like, I need to quit. And then he just, pictures of his children start flashing through his head.
Oh, he manned up.
And he goes, whew, and
those two words.
And made
That's
it up.
What that means.
Yeah. So he got up there, you know, and he said most of the guys, I think it was like, I could be wrong about this, but basically 80% of the guys failed that test, you know,
which is
a lot.
Comforting.
Yeah. It's
if I'm relying on you to rescue me from a building or a fire, I want you to be in more shape than me, obviously, because I'm stuck.
But here's the thing, though. You know, they push this idea that the police are here to protect us. Well, they're not, and it's pretty obvious in just their shape. You know,
right?
Their shape, that they're not here to protect us.
Yeah, and that's a blanket statement, right?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, man. Albuquerque police, they don't fuck around.
Yeah.
And every last one of them are built like a fucking brick shit house. Sorry.
Well, hey,
Steve's mom.
hold on though. I think our police.
Try not to cuss.
Yeah, sorry, Mom. I think our police are different though, because look, I've seen cops in the city.
Yeah.
They're fit, but sheriffs for some reason are just freaking huge.
Strange. Maybe it's because those police pass a physical exam to become police. They're unelected, which I don't agree with. And then this dude, he can be almost anybody as long as the people say, yes, him. He can go up on stage.
Which I agree with, though.
No,
like
I agree too.
Like I was talking to somebody the other day.
There. Why are we so fixated on his shape? It's just very strange.
Because it's out there, man. It's there. It's the first thing you see, and it's huge.
Dude, look at behind you.
It's huge.
If that was chasing you,
dude, I wouldn't even have to run. I could literally just walk
in between. Yeah.
I'd walk. I'd get a soda. I'd stop at a store and fill up a soda, and
give me a break, dude.
That's why he needs a tank.
But you know, I don't think he personally does anything.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he
does orders, so you're just gonna get fat doing that.
But look at the memes. There's memes about this now, and the guys that were on the ground were just as fat. There was one that was skinny and well in shape. The other two guys were freaking huge. There's literally
waddling out of a tank.
There's literally a GoFundMe. There's a GoFundMe now for treadmills for our sheriffs. Okay, that's how bad it is. And it's
Good.
getting money. Like, people are donating money to this. They're gonna
Hey,
buy treadmills for
You know,
them.
maybe that's why he's taking it so serious. Because obesity with COVID-19,
Uh-huh.
that's a main factor.
He's
in
scared.
dying. He's
He
scared
does not
out of
want-
his mind. Us skinny ass dudes.
But I mean,
Is that constitutional?
look, the whole thing is these policemen and these sheriffs don't know their constitution. Either they don't know it, and I'm
what
going to
their
give them
job
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they don't know their constitution, because if they do know their constitution, then they're committing
evil.
crimes.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're ignorant to the law, that's one thing, but if you know the law and you swore an oath to uphold the constitution, the law of the land, and you're not, you're going against it and taking people's rights away, no matter what. I mean,
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah.
Which is what a police officer would tell you if you legitimately didn't know you were breaking a law. Say,
Yeah.
for instance, a weird tail light that is against this one city's ordinance. You're not even from there. You're passing
Yeah.
through. You're like, I didn't fucking know that. And you're like, well, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, well, neither is eating fucking daylight donuts every morning, guy. What's
Yep,
going on
it's
here?
essential.
Okay. Look, I don't want to make fun of him because he's fat. I'm not mad at the guy because he's fat.
I'm mad that he doesn't know his constitution.
I'm mad that our government has failed to give this guy a proper diet plan.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike Griffs. Honestly, what me and Steve were talking about, sorry, we're ripping on you, I know. But what me and Steve were talking about is, I'm sure if we could talk with you, if he were to watch this, if we were to talk with him, right, something would get cleared up, right?
I think so. I would give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think he's a good guy. Like I said last night, I was looking him up, and I was real angry at first when I first heard about all this,
Right.
and I started looking into him, and I was going, well, he's from here. He went to school, Permian. He's a local. I think he made a mistake, and I think he just needs to come out and say,
He made a big fucking
hey, I
mistake.
made a mistake, and I think he needs to let these guys go, drop these charges, and say, hey, whatever business wants to open up, let's be within our constitution, because the government has no right to tell us we can't assemble, has no right to tell us that these are our God-given rights,
Yeah, no matter what's going on.
They can't shut down our speech, they can't take away our weapons, they can't tell us not to assemble, and man, churches have been closed,
Pastors getting arrested
and
for holding churches.
Think about this though, we always talk about like Satan worshipers and these evil people who run the deep state basically, but think about this: they got everybody out of church, which I don't believe that Easter Sunday really has anything to do with Jesus. I don't think we know whenever he resurrected or anything. I think that's more of a pagan thing. But anyways, they took everybody out of church on Easter Sunday. Just think about that. Think about what an evil ritual they could have been putting together then. Because that shit's real, dude. Or they at least believe it. They do this shit.
No, I think it's real too.
So they got us all out of church on Easter Sunday. This day that most people that don't go to church get together in fellowship.
Yeah.
They got us to stay home in fear. Fear is how they're controlling us.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally getting the public to give up their freedoms for safety.
And so what happens, Steve, when you're like, I'm not scared of this virus? What happens then?
They pull up with fucking tanks and guns and stick them in your
this
face.
This will fucking scare them then.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Exactly. So, look, Mike Griffs, big boy. Don't be mad that people are mad at you. You fucked up, and you fucked up big time. The fact is, you should lose your job. You should definitely resign.
But it doesn't have to come to that.
I don't think it has to come to that either.
We're gonna vote you out if you don't do something
Same thing
about
with
this.
Governor Abbott. You are out like a light.
Yeah.
In my opinion, my vote. I don't know about everybody else's. People tend to go the opposite of what I go to. But I'm not voting for your bitch ass either. And the mayor and just about everybody, every public official whose job is to know more about the Constitution than the civilian and doesn't uphold it. All you assholes, you ain't getting voted back in from me.
But hold on, did Governor Abbott I'm pretty sure he actually did swear an oath to the Constitution, huh?
Of course, every governor.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, then he's
Every
out,
public
man.
official.
I mean, all these cops.
Well, not every.
And I've really been not so hard on cops just because, like I say, they don't give me hell.
Well, and that's a tough job too.
Yeah, they haven't given me
It's
hell in
extremely
years.
tough job.
You know, when I was
I'm
a
not
kid,
anti-cop either.
when I was a kid and I was a punk, they gave me hell all the time, and I grew up and I kind of understood why.
Yep.
But now they don't give me hell, and sometimes I'm breaking the law in some ways, which I think they're unconstitutional laws. So, you know, but still, they don't give me hell. So I don't want to give them too much hell about. But this is something to give them hell about.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, you can't sit here. This is the problem with this is the shit. Now we don't have a leg to stand on, Steve, because this is the type of shit you would see in California, Michigan, Washington, all this stuff, and you and I are all they're fucking idiots, you know, blah blah blah.
And now it's here,
and then it's actually like full blown in our face here.
But we went there, you know, we gathered with these people today, and we went to. First, we started at the gym. We went to the sheriff's department, which is also the jail, and
So
there
they
were
would've
snipers
had-
on the roof.
They would have had a very easy time bringing us to jail because it was literally in the jail parking lot where we all gathered.
And the media was there.
There literally were snipers on the roof pinned on us for sure. I had a fisheye. Couldn't zoom in. I'm sure some other people got footage if y'all do a little research, but they guaranteed they were poking their heads out by the AC units and everything like that. And then cops kept speeding up and down in a parking lot. So cops were breaking the law, trying to enforce the law, speeding up and down in a parking lot, which is just cool. I mean, safety's not that big of a deal. And we waved some flags. We raised some signs. We raised some hell. We did a lot of interviews. InfoWars was there. Savannah and I don't know the other guy's name. Well, he's the filmer.
But he also has a show. He used to have a show.
Really?
Yeah.
He's really cool.
I like him too.
Damn it.
You know, if you're not Owen Shroyer, David Knight, or Alex Jones, I really don't know who you are.
Mike Adams.
Yeah, Mike Adams. I like him. But no, I like this guy too. I just don't know his name.
Millie
Weaver. She's good. And Caitlin Bennett.
pretty.
All right. I like Caitlin Bennett. All right.
I don't like Millie.
You don't like Millie?
No, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
No, look, not personally, but I don't like watching. I don't enjoy watching her show.
Yeah.
All those shows where they go out into protest and obviously.
I love those though.
I,
That's how I, especially,
dig it.
okay, I agree with you because the best ones are Owen Shroyer, which you don't like Owen Shroyer, but when he goes out into these protests, man, he just freaking owns. I'm telling you.
No, he's good on the field. Savannah's great on the field.
I've only seen him shut down maybe twice. And that was just, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I think it was just because he just didn't have the knowledge in front of him.
I like Owen Shroyer when he starts being Owen Shroyer.
Yeah, when he's trying to be Alex Jones,
it's a bummer.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing, though. You can tell that whenever Alex is gone, he's going to take over.
And I don't like that.
I like it. I think he's going to do a good job.
I want to.
Hey, Alex.
I'm just joking.
I'm not joking.
No, I'm not. Look, I don't want to say things and people be all, dude, don't fucking. No, he's doing a lot more than I'm doing. So
yeah,
I can't really say shit.
He was literally warning us that this shit was coming before anybody knew it was coming. You know, telling us to get food for our families before anybody was freaking out about it, and we did, and we're good.
Yeah, now we have food.
So
thanks, guys.
You know,
thanks,
whatever.
I dig it. No, it's when I say I don't like, it's more or less like the gradients of what I really enjoy watching versus what I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to. But I also look, man, I don't want to be a right winger. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a Republican.
I'm a constitutionalist.
And so, like, at some point in time, you always have to zoom out, step out of that bubble, and make goddamn sure you're not in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Right. So that's when I get like that, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be my own devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And make sure I'm not just being controlled by a whole other agenda.
Yeah.
Because I've been controlled.
But and I do the same thing, you know, but you know, I don't believe everything Alex Jones says, and sometimes he goes on some crazy stuff, and I don't, you know, I'm like, okay, this, you know.
He's warped, dude.
Yeah, but you know, when he's talking about freedom and our right to own guns and
27 years or 23 years
of
telling people all this, and everybody laughing him out. Nobody believing a damn word he's saying.
Even
You're
though
warped,
he's literally
bro.
tells you that 9/11 is gonna happen like weeks before it happens,
Yeah,
and
you're
no one
warped.
listens to him. And
People, that's a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
When you're just sitting there screaming at a wall.
Yeah.
By yourself. And you wholeheartedly believe what you're saying.
And dude, it cracks me up. Like whenever he says crazy stuff, I just laugh. You know, I love it. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Like
people need to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah, because
sorry, Steve.
At least 80% of what he's saying is factual, and he's reading you reports
If
and
a tenth
telling
of
you
what
what's
he's
going on.
saying was factual, where we have issues.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Exactly, and it's more than a tenth for sure.
I'm about like 95%.
You know,
of the shit he said.
all these QAnon guys going, Alex Jones is a shill. Well, okay, you can think that, but Alex Jones has been saying the same shit, you know, that we're all discovering and everybody's talking about these days for years and years and years, trying to wake people up.
Yeah.
To the Satan
Way
worshiping and
ahead of
the child sacrificing, and whenever you sound crazy when they're drinking children's blood and stuff. Well, now we know it's true.
Talking.
Yeah, and we're going, holy fuck. And then once you know it's true, you go, oh, he's a shill.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, another question is where were the Q guys while all this was happening?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know where they were. They were all info warriors. And then all of a sudden they switched and went, Alex Jones is a shill.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, make your own choices.
Yeah.
What we're doing with this podcast is we're giving you a local instance. We live, born and raised in Odessa, Texas, a local instance of what we believe is government tyranny, which I don't know why we don't say tyranny, because if you call somebody a tyrant, you don't call them a tyrant. But anyways, right? But
that's just
we're
how
just
words
giving
work.
you, as best of our ability, an honest account. We took a fucking measuring tape, if you would have seen from the beginning, and seen and interviewed. We went out there and made sure what we were being told, if it was kosher or not.
And guess what? What the media was telling us, that they were on the premises of the bar,
Yeah.
and that's why they got arrested, was false.
False.
It was
false.
And then we went up and we talked to a
I hate
guy.
to do a Trump thing and be all fake news, but guess what?
It was
That
fake news.
Really was fake news at a local level, which, by the way, local politics and local media is the vice grip of the control of the evil
it
power. I'm
starts
not going to call it
where you're at.
D-state, cabal, or whatever. That evilness that everybody knows is there.
And we went up to this guy. He was sitting in his car, this guy that works for one of the local channels, and we asked him, we said, hey, have you measured this, you know? Have you seen where they were standing and measured
You
where
look
they
at
were
the
standing?
deed line, anything like that.
No, he didn't. He hasn't done that.
And then when we were like, and he was like, I don't want you to release any of this footage, any of this audio or anything. Good thing we were on private property.
Yeah.
I have the permission from the
owner of the property.
Owner of the property to release any footage that I recorded.
So
that's
sorry,
going
guy.
on. Sorry, dingbat.
Yeah.
And I'll blur his face, whatever. Just to...
You should. Oh, too bad you can't like draw eyes and a nose.
I can do whatever.
Can you blur it and then
It's
draw the
just
face on
all-
it? On the blurry part?
It's just all how much time I want to spend on it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. But and since I want to get this guy out,
But the NPC face, you know?
get the troll face.
No, the NPC, you know, the non-playable character. Put that on his face, and he'd just be like talking to us.
Yeah.
But no,
So we could totally do that.
I tried to shake his hand. He wouldn't, because the Corona bats. You
The
know,
bat aids?
The bat aids was
You have
on
bat
my
aids?
hands. Yeah, of course. It's all only on my hands, though. I only
Yeah,
give
bat
it to
aids.
people whenever I shake their
I don't
hands.
like bat aids.
And I shook multiple people's
I'm
hands
protected,
today.
right?
Yeah,
With
and
this?
and I think there was only one guy out there with a mask. And he was your buddy.
Yeah, my boy Thomas Mathis was out there, and he had an InfoWars mask.
Isn't that a slap in the face?
It's such a slap in the face mask.
Yeah, for real. So that was good.
That was cool. You know, it was the funnest protest and the only protest I've ever been.
Yeah. So maybe they are all fun like that.
Maybe we should just... Dude, that's what the SJWs have been doing.
Yeah, and they're
Should
having a
join them.
blast.
Yeah.
Dude.
Having a blast. We should join in.
But, you know, they get wild.
And by the way, and I'm not trying to oust anybody, but I mean, there was straight up a transgender individual out there.
Yeah.
And
No one had a problem with it.
LGBTQT type of person. I don't know how else, you know,
Mhm.
lesbian. no one gave a shit. Because no one does give a shit. No one did give a shit until media started giving a shit. Then everybody had to draw sides.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. We're all in the same freaking team.
We just don't want dudes in the bathroom with our kids.
Wants to make money just as much as I want to make money. And we don't even want to make money. We just want to feed our family.
Yeah.
Have you know...
Freedom. Time.
Feed our family, roof over the head. Freedom.
Yeah.
Okay? And the way the system has been constructed is money is what is the only tool that happens other than churches and you know, like we were
Which
talking
they've already
about
shut those down.
the Amish.
Yeah.
Which they were talking about shutting down the Amish or arresting some Amish, right?
It would not happen.
Yeah, they were talking about it, dude. I
No,
promise.
I
I've seen some sort of article about it.
I wouldn't like to see it, but okay, dude, that's extreme. If you start,
That's super
but how would you
extreme,
know though? They don't have the internet. They don't have any way to show it or stream.
Heat signature satellites is the only thing that I could.
No, I'm talking about like how would the Amish show everybody else that they're getting persecuted? They don't have the internet. They don't have electricity. They don't have phones. They don't have any way to record it and put it out there.
They can literally eliminate the Amish and no one would care. Would
Notice.
Not care.
No one would notice.
For years.
A
dude,
while
decades,
until you
I
can't
think.
get that natural honey anymore from the store, and you go, huh.
And you're like, wasn't there a village of people building stuff all around in 2 days?
Yeah.
When we have millions of dollars invested in machinery and it takes them years to build roads.
Yeah.
They build it with no power tools in 2 days, is what you're telling me?
Come on.
Know where your tax dollars are going.
For real. They've been working on this freaking road in our town for like 4 years, and it's just still, I don't even see anybody working on it. I just see cones up everywhere.
That's interesting. So I have the Ector County Sheriffs arrest at local bar press conference queued, and one of the things that we found appalling of what he said was there were people standing out there with guns, with rifles, and only people that are in the military or the police should have those guns.
Yeah, he said only the police and the military should be out there in public with these guns.
Right.
And let's watch this.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can speed this up.
Elected governor, and this is the order he's put forth.
He's king.
Basically,
for what he believes is the safety of the citizens of this state.
Whatever he believes goes.
Now, I'm no expert in this. He's not either.
Oh, so maybe we shouldn't listen to him.
Nobody is. This thing hadn't been around long enough for somebody to declare themselves an expert on COVID-19.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm ready for everybody to get back to work.
Oh,
yeah.
But
we got to arrest you real quick.
And this entire thing from yesterday has zero to do with the Second Amendment rights of our citizens of this country.
We just arrested
If the
him for
governor
unlawful
sent me a
possession.
notice today and said seize everybody's weapons, I tell him to go jump out.
So pause it real
cliff.
fast. So he basically says, because I interviewed another guy today while we were at the sheriff's department, and this old man was saying that. He was saying, you know, he basically says that if Greg Abbott says to do this thing, he won't do it. But if Greg Abbott says to do this thing, he'll do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he doesn't know his Constitution.
He doesn't know his, like we were talking about in Bat Ed's podcast. Y'all go check it out if you haven't. It's good. The line in the sand, the foundation.
He doesn't know where he stands. He's clueless. Every day he wakes up and goes, what do I do now? You know, if he just knew his Constitution, he'd know what to do every day, every minute of his life. He'd go, okay, this is what we can do, and this is what we shouldn't do. We can't do that, you know. They have.
Oh man, I'm an I&E technician. When I've come across a device that I don't know anything about, I pull the manual on, and I become a pro on it.
Yeah.
And I figure it out. I don't get this whole follow orders blindly crap that has been instilled. What does that mean? In stew, they were cooking them.
Sounds like something I eat for
with
dinner.
Some carrots, some taters. No, just instilled in just.
I think it's
yes,
just
sir, no, sir.
Something like that. The Bill of Rights.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm not paying any of my bills or rights.
Yeah, fuck these. I don't pay bills.
I don't pay
to my rights.
Bills.
But, you know, I printed this out because I didn't know what was going to happen today.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
So I wanted to have this in my pocket just, you know, because at first I was going to carry my pistol with me. And if they I was gonna go down for it, and if they, arrest me, and ask me for my license to carry, I was gonna give them this. Say,
here's another problem.
That
Though, is
one.
they didn't ask for any sort of license. They just immediately didn't read rights.
Yeah.
They just immediately arrested them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I think this is gonna go pretty high up. I think this is not the last we're hearing.
So the
of
saddest thing about this, well, not one of the saddest things about this thing is the bar owner, who I think her name is Gabby. Right.
I think so. Maybe.
If I'm botching that, I am so sorry. All you guys, if you see this, type your freaking names and the timestamp of which I screwed your name up right there. I'll work it out. But the only Jenny Hudd, I remember her. She's the floralist. I always have a problem saying that word. She's great. Anyways, but like Gabby, the owner of Big Daddy Zanes bar where all this took place, she's gonna have to spend like 3-4 nights in jail as an older gal.
Yeah.
And that's out of her mouth. I wouldn't call her that unless she said it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's going to be pretty tough on her, but this is so it can go to the Supreme Court, to a constitutional trial. Because that's where we're at in this country. You have to freaking
I mean, you got to fight it. That's the thing, a lot of people give in and tune out because you can't fight it unless you got money. But that's the thing. This thing's blown up. People are watching this. They're getting support. They're going to have some people on their side.
But we need more. So if y'all are about this, please, at this point in time, I'm not really about like subscribe and all that stuff on our stuff. And I don't even care if you do it on the Mouth of York. Just find out Big Daddy Zanes, Odessa, Texas, all fitness.
Anytime Fitness.
Anytime Fitness, right off of 8th Street, Odessa, Texas. They really do need support.
Mm-hmm.
And they have GoFundMes on all this. Please go to the GoFundMe for the treadmills on the sheriffs, because obviously...
Yeah, they need that too.
They really need that. Of course, you could run around the block in this Odessa heat and lose 30 pounds.
Jeez, for real.
It's pretty bad. But, and these Second Amendment guys, track them down. Give them many dollars and many likes and subscribes, because we're gonna have to band together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a cuck and you're into
tattling on your neighbor,
and you're not really into the whole gun advocacy or freedom advocacy and everything, dude, whatever, move along.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not for you, obviously, even though it is for you too. Ironically enough, this is so you can have that opinion.
Yeah, this is so you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
It's the most you'll ever know. That's probably why you don't know it, because you don't know yourself. All right.
So you know yourself. That'll work.
You want to play?
Okay, so let's keep going.
It ain't going to happen. We're not going to take good citizens' guns away from them.
Okay.
It has zero to do with their Second Amendment
But
rights.
you did.
What it has to do with is calling a group of people from all over the state out here to try to ensure.
Pause it again. So this guy doesn't like the Alamo, apparently. Okay.
He said that?
No, I mean, but people from all over the state came to the Alamo, and actually people from other states came.
People from other countries.
Yeah, came to the Alamo to protect Texas. So this guy's, what, is he not like Texas? Is he not a true Texan?
Den's fighting words, Griff.
Well, you freaking better remember the Alamo.
You better take that hat off, boy.
And you better remember Big Daddy Zanes. And what happened Tuesday?
The bar is called Big Daddy Zanes.
All right, push
you want to go Big Daddy Zanes this Friday?
Shit.
I don't think I do.
This individual to defy the governor's order. Had she not done this, I mean, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, duh.
I didn't know about this entire thing until a member of the media called me yesterday.
Oh, a
due
member
to the Facebook post
of the
a
media.
bunch of these armed
I wonder if it was that guy.
They're not in cahoots.
individuals in body armor and mask and
We're
possibly
supposed to wear a
automatic
mask.
weapons. And they're coming to Odessa, Texas. That's alarming to me. I'm ready for everything to open up. Some of these procedures and orders don't make a lot of sense to me myself. I mean, I don't know why
he is in such a horrible
Go
spot.
to the gym.
I don't know why I can't go to the
make
gym.
fun of 'em
Dude,
all
you
you
never
want
go to the
to.
gym.
You
Shut
ain't
up.
going to no gym, dude.
You
Come on.
you can go to a game room.
He goes to game rooms.
And the game rooms are not video arcades. Look at the definitions. Game rooms are not video arcades.
Which Thomas touched on
It's
this.
a different definition. They are 8-liner
Game
machines.
rooms,
They're not video
last
arcade
podcast.
machines. That's why they're open. And somebody that gives me a good order to close them down, I'll do it. I'll do it today.
Oh, he'll do it.
Don't
Hear
like what's
that?
going on? Run for governor.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
us something to work with here.
Yeah,
we
he's in
did go
such a
to
terrible
Big Daddy
spot,
Zanes
dude.
yesterday. We did arrest the bar owner for violating the governor's executive order,
Hmm.
and we did take into custody 7 other individuals.
For what?
7
We're
others.
still
He's
working
not
on all
even
this,
talking about for
and
what.
Maybe other and different charges filed.
What is that noise?
But the fact of the matter is,
that this?
this is not the way to do this. This was not a protest of their Second Amendment rights. It was a show of force to ensure that this lady could, violate the governor's order. There was no, they weren't holding signs and protest. This was not a Second Amendment protest at all.
Yeah.
We didn't go over there to the
Can't hold a
gym
sign
yesterday
for
and
holding a
arrest
gun.
those individuals
That
for
is your sign.
carrying their guns on that property, but they were on an alcohol
Were they?
licensed premises.
Hold on, but we
they weren't.
measured it.
We measured it.
Want to know what a premises is? Look up the definition.
We did.
In the
We
Texas
did.
Alcoholic Beverage Commission Code.
Okay.
So, anyway, we're still working on this, and again, we're not here to violate anybody's Second Amendment rights. I've been saying for years, and people will tell you, all the good citizens need to arm themselves because all the bad ones already have. I believe that. And again,
That's not why we
if you
have our
don't
Second
like
Amendment.
What our governor's
Yep.
doing, vote for somebody else for governor.
Well,
That's all I can tell you.
I
How
mean,
about the
technically
sheriff?
It is.
He is
Because
put
if
forth
you
what
think
he
the
believes
tyrannical
is the
government
best
are the
for-
bad people, then yes, they
Yeah.
have already armed themselves. But
To the teeth.
that's not how most people are going to interpret that.
Yeah. Well, so, he's willing to enforce tyrannical laws. He doesn't know our Constitution. That's just the bottom line. I mean, that's why we have these problems in our country. I don't want to blame Trump for it too, but I mean, he's been shutting down stuff too. And I think his hands were tied because the
Most
whole
of
world
it,
was
yeah.
shutting stuff down. And basically, if he kept it open, the media's writing. Go watch Project Veritas if you haven't yet. They're shutting down, or not shutting down, but he's going to all these funeral homes, and all these funeral directors are, telling him like, these doctors are writing COVID-19 on everything. Everybody's dying from COVID-19.
Yeah.
Everybody. Even people, and then it's just they're faking the numbers because they're getting $40,000 per person that has COVID-19. If you put them in a bed in a hospital for COVID-19, the hospital gets $40,000 per head.
Yeah.
They're making tons of money. I mean, I think Cuomo came out, for New York and said that New York can't even open up anymore because they're bankrupt. They don't have money to open up. He literally said they don't have money to open up. It's going to take like $7 billion from the federal government to open them back up. Like at this point, they're too broke to open up.
Can you
Which is just
get
a
me
money grab.
water out of the refrigerator?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, people. I didn't have the AC on during the time. It gets really hot in here. The AC needs to be changed. There's nice cold waters coming my way. I'm dry. I'm dry, can't you tell? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The bar owner didn't want to give us an interview. She said we could film whatever we wanted. She just wasn't going to do a one-on-one interview because she didn't want to incriminate herself. She had to make sure we weren't anti-government, like a rebellious force. Which I mean,
we are.
I is. She asked us. We were like, yeah, we are anti-government, but we support our president for the most part. Well, dude, look, is anti-government a crime?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no.
Constitutionally?
I think it's actually the most constitutional thing in the world. I mean, the Constitution is literally anti-government.
Right.
That's what it's about. These are not rules against us. These are rules against the government. This is telling the government what they can and cannot do, not telling us what we can do. This is
end of discussion.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that is.
Yeah.
Bill of Rights.
And
it's law against the government. And I think the government, the theory and the force that government has had for centuries, thousands, millennia, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what to do when it faced this.
Mm-hmm.
So America's just so weird in that sense, right?
Yeah.
That, I mean, yeah, a few other countries were coming out with constitutions. Europe had a constitution or a Bill of Rights or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But ours is different.
Well, ours is the most free.
Yeah.
All these other countries, you can't own a gun and defend yourself against a tyrannical government. That's what this is about. I mean, why would you need a militia to protect yourself against a robber? I mean, they're called Minutemen, not Second Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A militia is obviously to defend against a tyrannical body or a government, tyrannical state. Which is, I mean, this our sheriff thinks that Greg Abbott's obviously king.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, well, because you see Michigan sheriffs look at, you know, like the governor's orders, and they're like, huh.
Yeah, fuck that.
Which is what he
Sorry,
should
Mom.
have freaking done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what you... Look, if you're looking back on this, Mr. Sheriff Griffins?
Griffs. Or Mike Griffs? Griffiths?
Griffiths. Shit.
Griffiths. Mike Griffiths, sorry.
I said it wrong.
Sorry, Mom.
That's... If you're looking back, what could I have done differently? There's your answer.
Yep. And you need to release these guys.
Yeah.
And drop these charges.
Drop the charges.
And you need to apologize to all these businesses that you've closed down. And you need to say no longer. We're opening up today. No matter what King Abbott says or, you know, Emperor Trump says,
I don't understand why y'all are so scared to leave this up to the people that voted y'all in.
Yeah. Look, man, I don't understand why.
I didn't.
Like, if you think that you're going to get sick, if you think, you know, you're susceptible to the COVID virus, stay at home. You can quarantine yourself. You don't need the government to tell you to do it.
Should you get penalized in any way for doing that?
What?
There should be, like, so I'm just trying to find a little balance. To me, there should be some sort of government aid, some sort of, like, socialism in the sense of, like, if you feel that way.
The government should, you know, be able to give you your stimulus check.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. If you want to take off and lose your job and take off work and destroy your life.
But we already had that in place, right?
Yeah.
We had unemployment.
Yeah.
Already.
And I definitely agree. I think you know, if you think you're susceptible to this, you should have been given the choice to stay home.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe not your work pay for it, but you know, they're already given, instead of, they would actually save the government money if you think about it, because the government wouldn't have had to give everybody a stimulus check, just the people that decided to stay home. And then the people who go, hey, my immune system's good, I never get sick, I'm healthy as can be, I'm still going to go to work, I'm still going to go to the store, I'm still going to do all this stuff, still going to open my business.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it should be. We should have choices. And it's kind of scary though, because I mean, look, man, we can blame the sheriff, we can blame police, but really, if you really look at it, it comes down to the citizens. We've let this go too far. I mean, I'm not talking about this COVID thing. I'm talking about our country in general. I'm talking about all this stuff, all these laws that we let them pass, and all, I mean, just everything. I don't think we should have to buckle up when we fucking drive. That's just me. I don't think we should have to buckle up. I think right then and there, we should have said no.
Yeah.
And fought that and said, no, I'm not going to buckle up. I'm not giving away my freedom for some safety. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally, look at all these laws against us. It's always us giving up our freedoms for safety, for some sense of security.
Yeah.
And what the heck?
There's plenty of quotes from Ben Franklin and others, founding fathers, that, you know, if you sacrifice freedom for safety, you deserve neither.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's bothersome. Now, Steve's not condoning that you just go willy-nilly without a seatbelt and drive around.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a stupid-ass idea. Obviously, seatbelts save lives. But why can't these adults make that decision
Yeah.
themselves. I know I don't sound like one with my voice, but I promise you I is. And I'm fine to make this decision. Dude, I was explaining to you, I'm a germaphobe. In the midst of a pandemic. Now, I'm not like overly OCD germaphobe.
Yeah, probably as bad as Trump.
No, probably a little bit as bad as Trump. I got like a confidence to help me get through life every day. But before a pandemic, I never like going into 7-Elevens and stuff like that. I just find them as germ heaps. I don't like touching doors. I don't like anything. And I've had biologists be like, look, man, you've been infected with like 99% of all the viruses and bacteria as is. Your immune system's keeping all that at bay. You know, you keep your immune systems up. Actual biologists, oh yeah, it's impossible for 99% of bacteria to grow on vertical metal surfaces. That's why they have those just metal sheets on doors to push them open. That's why they have those. Still, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm making that decision myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
I just, now that these assholes are telling me this
Sorry, Mom.
with a gun, is asshole a bad word? Sorry, Steve's mom.
Arsehole. You're supposed to say arse.
Arsehole.
She likes it whenever it's British.
Oh. Ew.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go sip some tea, Steve's mom. What is this? This is... just joking. But it's just, now that you're telling me to do that, and you're like, yeah, you just get a fine. It's no big deal. Well, I'm not going to pay your fine. Well, if you're not going to pay your fine, we're going to come and arrest you with a gun pointed at you.
Yeah.
You know,
if you don't come out of your house and give yourself help, we're probably going to come in and kill you.
Right. Our population is so huge that there is a lot of guys standing up for this, and you have to pay attention. Jordan Peterson, Alex Jones, all these people that it's just worldwide now. And our population is so big that just not a whole lot of people give a shit.
Well, hopefully
and then there's a small fraction that do give a shit, but they're terrified. And you can't blame them because government got big guns and they're trained to kill.
Yeah.
Period. 100%. Just so y'all know, Green Berets came to Odessa and Midland and trained our SWAT team and police force to kill. Because they were like, you know what? It's a big problem here is these police officers aren't trained to kill. We need to train them to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know these guys. Yeah, that's a fact. Watch it happen.
I wanna say one quote. I've been holding this. This is from I believe it. You know, I found this just as a meme. So, but I think it says it's from Thomas Jefferson. So, look this up, and if it's not, comment and let me know if it is or not. But anyways, it's a great quote. You know, if a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey it, but he is obligated to do so. I think that's pretty good.
I don't care who's that from. That's good right there.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on. And I mean, what else? What more can we say? I'd like to talk to the sheriff. I don't know. I don't think he's going to give me the time of day. Well, we are local here.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to. I would love to sit down with them and just ask them stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, but why didn't you?
Why?
Oh, look. I just want to know.
I just want to know why don't the cops follow the Constitution? Like, why don't? Oh, think of what a change it can make if just one county just said, "We're only gonna follow the Constitution."
Yeah.
We're only going to. We're going to study it, and our guys are going to know everything about it, which they should already. And we're going to only enforce things that are actually breaking the law. Not these phony laws that are written by these politicians that go against our Constitution. You know, not something that King Abbott says, but the Constitution. That's what we're going to, you know, abide by.
Yeah.
I mean, you could change the world, Mr. Mike Griffiths. Griffiths?
Griffiths.
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 Okay.
Griffiths. Sorry,
Griffiths.
we keep screwing that up, man.
Yeah.
Look, we're really not your enemy.
So
I know I made fun of you, but come on, man. You can make fun of me. I'm a toothpick.
Yeah.
I can pick your door lock with my hand. Okay? Yeah, I suck.
Yeah. You might be fat and we could probably outrun you, but if you caught us, I'm sure you could kick our ass.
I'm sure you could eat the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve's mom, yet again.
Yeah, shite. You're supposed to say shite.
Shite. She's okay with shite?
I don't know.
I need to make a shite?
I don't know. All I know is my whole life she would, pause or mute the TV when a cuss word was coming. But if it was British, it was like, whatever, we'd all laugh. So that's just how it is in my house. All those bloody Brits.
They're okay.
Yeah. They're just so harmless.
They're cute.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They are cute. You know what? I mean, you got to think that revolution, it was a bloody war.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be funny to have like a little cartoon of them like in the guerrilla warfare, in trees and stuff, like watching them come in and marching all in line, like in bright red uniforms. Like, these guys are cute.
Playing music. They're dancing with their kilts or whatever the hell they wear. The skirts. They wore like what are those? Tights?
Sure.
Tights. Men in tights.
We are men. We're men in tights. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's literally one of my favorite movies ever.
Robin Hood?
Men in Tights, yes.
Yes.
One of my go-to.
It's good.
Which probably explains a lot about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think just about 90% of our audience just tuned out, right, when I said that.
Yeah. Well, I like The Princess Bride. You know that movie?
Now I'm tuning out. Later.
Dude, that one's great, though.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Movie. Yeah, I like that movie.
But
so,
anything else, Caleb?
Yeah. This sucks. And I don't wanna. I just wanted to go to work.
Yeah, no. I wish we didn't have to worry about this. Like, I never expected it to happen here. I was even, like I said yesterday when I found out about this, I was tuning out, man. I didn't care. You know, I thought Texas is about to open back up.
Yeah, we're opening up.
Everything's
no
great. You know, I was like not worried about it anymore. I was like, okay, hooray, Trump, America, Greg Abbott. Let's do this. Open up Texas. You know, let's get back to work and let's put all this behind us. But no, this had to happen. They had to roll in with a tank. But you know what? You know how to beat them? You just need 2 tanks. They only have 1.
Yeah, if they only have 1.
We were down there today. I mean, I only saw 1.
I know a lot of welders, man.
I only saw 1 tank. I think we could come up with 2. Alex Jones, he has 1.
Well, I'd like to talk about what the mayor of Midland said.
Okay.
Right.
What'd this guy say? Can they see this? The people watching
barely.
This?
They can only see what's on your video.
Is it possible to edit it in?
It is, but damn, dude.
Hey, I'm gonna work on getting me a laptop so I can help you edit stuff because I can do it. And
yeah, I mean, okay, so ultimately, even the Midland mayor said you can only keep Texans on lockdown for so long.
Mm-hmm.
What you're seeing here is just a breaking point of our citizens.
Mm-hmm. And dude, I mean, just the love that we saw today. These people that we were around, and how much
unity,
they were just like
the compassion
together, and just for it, man.
Shook many hands.
Nobody was wearing a mask except for your friend, and I think he was wearing it kind of out of a
that was
a
pure
joke.
Irony.
Yeah. But I mean, we're not afraid. Sorry, we're just not, And I'm sure there are people that'll squeal on us and squeal on their neighbor and call in if their business is opening up. But that's just because they're a bunch of pussies, They see someone being brave and they're too afraid to be brave themselves, and they go, "Well, I need to put a stop to that. That guy's making me look bad."
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all it is. And I don't know.
I went to the doctor again. It was dead empty today.
Yeah. It's usually how it is during this pandemic.
Empty.
Yeah. Dude,
my doctor said she was bored.
I will tell y'all again, the audience, if anybody's watched this, go watch Project Veritas. Go watch their new videos. And if you can't find them on YouTube because they've been taken off, go to BitChute. Go to Band.video. Go find these videos. They are insane. He does such great journalism, undercover journalism. He's exposing this stuff. I mean, the stuff that he exposed recently with the funeral homes and all these people who own these funeral homes saying, dude, people are dying of heart attacks and people are dying of just old age and stuff, and they're writing down COVID, and these families are coming in, picking out caskets and getting ready to bury their loved ones, and they're saying, yeah, they didn't really die of COVID. You know, that's just what the hospital wrote down.
Yeah.
And he says it's tons. I mean, it's almost like every single person that's dying now is just COVID. Because unless you got money, you can't fight it. Unless you got a lawyer, you can't fight it. So people are just going, whatever, you know, whatever. I don't care what's on their birth, you know, their death certificate.
Yeah.
And, you know, but not only that, Project Veritas, they exposed, I forgot who it was. It was either MSNBC or CBS. Somebody, they did a fake COVID testing facility. And they had the workers from the hospitals dress like civilians and get in line just for this news report. Because there was no one coming to get tested. You know, they have to fake this stuff. Because this pandemic is literally just to take down our president. That's why I'm still supporting Trump through this. Because this is to take him down. They tried to impeach him. It didn't work. And they went, what could we get him with, you know? What can we get him with? We'll get the whole world to get along with it.
I think the pandemic was plan A.
Yeah.
Impeachment was straw man.
Well, here's the thing, though. They're saying, I've heard, I don't know who they are, really, but I've heard that there's going to be another one of these viruses that's going to be more deadly that they're about to release. And they're going to call it, you know, they're going to say it's the COVID virus. It's mutated now, and it's more deadly. But I don't really know how they could release it. You know, this is just, you know, the word on the street. I don't know how they could release it, you know, thinking logically, because we're shut off from China. Most of the world is shut off from China now. How could they release it?
And we're still getting trade from them.
But I've heard that all these ports are sitting there. All the stuff that's coming into our ports is not going out. It's sitting there.
But they're coming to us.
Well, they're coming to us and they're sitting in the ports. They're sitting in the crates and things are going bad because we're not using stuff from China right now. And there's probably about to be a food shortage. And not only that, go look it up, man. The federal government's trying to pay our ranchers to kill their cattle.
Yeah.
You know, and these ranchers are going, wait, there's a food shortage, you know, and I can't sell my beef. No, why can't I just sell my beef like I've been doing? And they're claiming it's because these restaurants are closed, which I understand. But if we cut off China, why can't we start using our own?
I don't think China was really giving us a lot of food.
Well, what we were doing was
a lot of medicine.
No, well, no, that's not true. We were processing our food there. It's crazy. We were growing our crops here, sending them to China to process it, and then shipping it back.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dead serious. We have been shipping our stuff. There's even a meat company that is going out of business now because they were shipping all their stuff to China, processing their meat, and sending it back. And they're getting shut down now because, you know, they can no longer do that.
That's terrible.
Absolutely awful. But look, some good things are going to come out of this. We're cutting China off. Trump just signed a bill that says we are no longer going to use anything in our electrical grid from China. That's a great thing. You know, I heard about that back in, I think it was like 2014, that, you know, there was all this stuff, and Alex Jones was talking about it. As a matter of fact, there's all this stuff in our electrical grid that's made by China and how they could hack into it easily and shut off our power if they wanted to. And he just signed this executive order saying, no more. We're getting rid of all this stuff. It's not coming from China anymore. So there's going to be some good things from this. I think cutting China out is a definite thing. But, you know,
I can't find anything on that.
On the food?
Yeah.
What was that meat company?
Tyson had to kill a lot of their dogs.
Their chickens?
Their pigs and chickens, yeah.
Let me see.
Celebrate. It's pretty crazy, man.
20 foods imported
crazy
from China. Imported from China, though. It's stuff the United States does plenty of trading with other countries. We spend billions of dollars a year to import all sorts of goods, especially food, from China. See, I just pulled up an article that's trying to say food from China is safe. Eat the food from China.
Okay, I at least do we get food from China? A list of 10 commonly used foods made in China. Tilapia, codfish. I mean, fish makes sense.
Yeah, fish makes sense.
Chinese apple juice, that makes sense. Processed mushrooms. That doesn't make much fucking sense. Mushrooms are like the easiest things ever to grow. And it won't let me go to that page. You're a piece of shit. 20 foods.
Apple juice. 50% of our apple juice comes from China. That's weird.
Where's that from?
TheHealthySoul.com. I don't know if that's a good source.
Eggs, if you get eggs that were imported from China.
Well, I don't know where I was reading it, okay? I didn't save it.
I always fixate on the stuff you don't save. That's funny.
I know.
Because it's crazy. You need to save the crazy shit, dude.
I know. I'm sorry.
2013, police arrested 900 people in China because they were pawning off rat meat as lamb.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wine, we get some wine, tea. But I think the point I was trying to make is I don't think food-wise we're reliant on China.
No.
What we're relying on is medicine, right?
Oh, he did. Okay, look this up, though. Trump did something with our medicine. He just made it to where we're going to start producing our medicine. He just signed another executive order saying something about our medicine being produced in America.
Before the pandemic, Trump campaigned on bringing manufacturing back to the States and away from China. That's ironic, right?
Yeah. No,
so
look,
either way, this pandemic works out for him.
Yeah, look, Trump's been warning us about China from before he was even president. I mean, there's literally tweets from back in 2011 where he's saying, "Dude,
before that,
China's
in the
our
90s.
China's our enemy, man. Like, why are we letting them ruin our economy? Why are we giving them our jobs?
Yeah,
you know, because they have slave labor. Their people work for cents, pennies on the dollar. You know, so it's so much cheaper to get goods from China.
Today, they have concentration camps in China where they're called re-education camps, where they get this certain type of Muslim, hundreds of thousands of Muslims, and they re-educate them to be a Chinese Communist Party person. And that is a fact. Muslim, just Google Muslim concentration camps. I'll do it with you guys. In China. It's a problem. Right?
Definitely.
Okay, not even 100,000, hundreds of thousands. China has put 1 million Muslims in concentration camps. This is in the Washington Post. This was in 2019, February 2019, but this is it came out like I think in 2017. Like one little rinky-dink media company put that out and nobody gave a shit. And I forgot what these types of Muslims are called.
And not only that, the Falun Gong.
What's the Falun Gong?
Or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they're a peaceful. They're a type of religion in China that are completely peaceful, and it's all about like meditation and stuff. And they are putting these people as well in these camps.
Falun Gong. Is the most frequently identified with the Qigong movement in China.
Hey,
Qigong is a modern term that refers to a variety of practices involving slow movement, meditation, regulated breathing.
Can you find this video?
No.
Real fast?
Nope.
Or can I send it to you somehow? Because this has to do with re-education camps here in America. And this will make some of y'all say, thank God Trump is our president, not Hillary Clinton.
Hillary says we need camps sick.
For political, basically conservatives.
Enemies. Does she actually?
Yeah, good luck finding it on YouTube.
What was that on?
I found it on Bing, but it's on YouTube. But sometimes it's easier to find stuff on Bing than it is on Google and YouTube. If you type it into YouTube, you're going to just get lost in pages. You're probably going to have to go like the 5th page.
I found it.
Okay, good.
I have decided we really need camps for adults. And, you know, we're much less racist, sexist, homophobic, all of those things. but we sure don't want to spend time with anybody who we disagree with politically.
Wow.
But African Americans, Latinos, people with disabilities, Muslims, I do hope somebody follows that gentleman out and stages an intervention.
I mean, I just want to hear that first part, really. You know,
was joking.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's how they get by.
Yeah.
These things.
We need education camps for conservatives. Yeah. I mean,
She's the problem, dude. She's gonna run again.
Oh,
do you hear
here's
that?
here's what I think is gonna happen. Look, this is I always do this. My game plan for the future. It's always wrong.
Yep.
Okay, but here's the new one. Okay, Joe Biden's picking Michelle Obama as his running mate. Boom. Joe Biden's either gonna die, have a stroke, something's gonna happen to Joe Biden. Okay, he's not gonna be able to be our president. It's just gonna be Michelle, and then Michelle's gonna go, or Joe Biden's gonna pick Hillary. So it's gonna be Hillary and Michelle Obama. Watch, just watch. It's gonna be Hillary running for president, and Michelle as her vice.
They need to hurry the fuck up.
It's gonna happen. Watch, and it's gonna be the last moment because there's so much dirt on Hillary. She has to get in there at the last moment for this to work, like literally like a month before election.
Wow.
I think that's what's gonna happen. That's just my opinion.
And I think that would turn the table.
I don't.
I do.
No.
I think this is going to turn the table. Look, I don't think so. I don't actually think that's going to happen, but I would not be surprised if Trump doesn't get reelected because of this.
Well, look, the only way I think it could happen is if they get in mail-in voting, like how all these states are trying to keep the shutdown going.
So they could do
mail-in
digital.
voting. Yeah, and then
mail-in.
They're gonna voter fraud out the wazoo. Because what happened in 2016? You know,
what happened in our Democratic primaries?
Yeah,
just this year.
Yeah.
The machines screwed up and there was definitely some fandangling going there.
Oh yeah,
and then the pandemic hit.
Who made these machines? Do you know? Was it Fidel Castro?
I don't know.
Is he the one that made the voting machines? These electronic voting machines?
Did he?
It was either Fidel or it was someone from one of these.
Well, Burney thinks Fidel's cool, so he's cool.
Yeah.
And all the cool kids like Burney, man.
Look it up. It was some dictator that actually made this, and that's the reason why he stayed in office.
Dictators are fine, dude. Dictators are okay. I mean, we got dictators here, so.
But yeah, anything else, Caleb?
There's a lot of things else. I'm over it though.
Yeah, I'm tired.
You tired?
I'm sleepy.
You sleepy?
I'm sleepy.
You need to eat your binky?
I need a binky.
Good grief.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I put a limiter on all the audio.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, yeah, I think that's it. Check out the GoFundMe. The Facebook pages where you can run down this rabbit hole. Midland Patriots. You could check out directly Jenny Hudd, HUDD, Jenny, JENNY. And she'll get you routed along to the truth with the proper names. Yeah, Midland Patriots. Other guys like Liberty, Freedom. What was the fitness place again?
Anytime Fitness.
Anytime Fitness. I just remember numbers. I remember names. 1501 East 8th Street
Yeah.
is the address.
How do you remember that?
I don't know, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, you're pretty weird. Look how loud that is.
That's terrible. Okay, hold on. Let me find the mic. It's that one now. Yeah, okay. That's because you're way up, bro. Play us out, Steve. Spread the links. Spread the love. Mouth of York, Steve Eveslin. Out.
Mr. Banker, Mr. Please, how much does money mean Won't you reconsider, mister? See that COVID, it's getting to me. See, I ain't got no house, ain't got no car. All I got, Lord, is my guitar. But you can have that, Mr. Banker. Won't you bury my papa for me? 'Cause I already told you, mister. Say I ain't got no house, ain't got no car. I got me a 1957 Les Paul guitar. But you can have that, Mr. Banker. Won't you bury my pappy for me?